What's going on YouTube? It's Cyclone here, and I just thought I would do a general discussion video relating to the Hunter x Hunter story. This is kind of a what-if scenario type of video, but with Chrollo and Hisoka fighting, I'm still more convinced that Hisoka will win this fight, and let me explain why. First off, I think that Hisoka still has potential with Gon's character if Gon has any place in the story, especially since they introduced Dawn Freaks, who's still likely alive in the Dark Continent, so Gon and Jing are probably going to go try and visit him. I mean, that's a huge goal. It'd be a huge milestone for Jing to take Gon on a father-son journey. Along the way, giving Gon his powers back, finding some rare things on the Dark Continent that can restore his powers. And again, with Gon on an adventure with his father, Killua may have the potential to join the fray with Alluka, and that could be your new foursome. Jing, Gon, Killua, and Alluka. But I don't know, Jing hanging out with 3 kids, it's a little bit iffy. So maybe it's just going to be Jing and Gon. But back to a more relative topic to where we are in the story now. Let me explain why Chrollo's death would actually work okay going forward. Look at it this way. Everyone is saying that Hisoka has no point in the story because Gon lost his powers. Well, again, if Gon is going to have a point in the story, it's to find his powers and go meet Dawn Freaks. That's the whole point. So Hisoka probably still does have a role as Gon's biggest rival and threat. Even becoming a potential mentor if Gon has to relearn all of his abilities again. I mean, the possibilities are vast. But Chrollo is only one member of the Phantom Troop, and if you remember, the Phantom Troop considers itself a spider. If you take off one leg, the spider still lives. Remember, Chrollo doesn't care if he dies. And the spiders, while enraged and upset at the loss of Chrollo, would still be the Phantom Troop. Nothing would be lost, narratively speaking, if Kurapika had to fight the Phantom Troop without Chrollo involved. In fact, Chrollo dying in this fight here would give a huge boost to Hisoka, and then here's what I think will happen. It'll give a huge boost to Kurapika's storyline because it will infuriate the Phantom Troop, who will then elect a new leader. Now here's where it gets interesting. A new leader for the Spiders. Who would it be? Now, if we look at the members that are currently involved with the Spiders, there's really only one choice I see being a good leader, narratively speaking, to go against Kurapika, and that's Phaeton. Dude has an OP hacks ability. He's way too fast for Kurapika to hit with his Judgment Chain. If they already know about Kurapika's powers because Chrollo went through it personally, so no doubt in my mind that Chrollo told the Phantom Troop about Kurapika's powers. Phaeton is a fan favorite. He has an OP hacks ability. He's a beast. He's cunning. And he's probably one of the few Phantom Troop members who I could see beating Kurapika in a fight. At least at this point in time. So that's one option. The troop gets a revolution. They have to find a new leader. And then that makes Kurapika's storyline even more intense because the troop is so enraged with Chrollo's loss and they elect a new leader. Now, you could introduce a totally new character here to become the new leader, or someone we didn't even know about. Togashi could bring in somebody brand spanking new, become the new leader of the troop, and holy shit, we got a brand new plot point to deal with. And that could really make a potential fight between the Zodiacs and the Spiders. Oh my god, can you imagine that? And Leorio and Kurapika are in the middle of it all. And Kurapika's like, here's my chance, I'm killing them all. this new dude shows up and it's just a real problem. So that's what I think is likely to happen. I'm just looking at the story from, narratively speaking, what seems to make sense. But if Hisoka is to die here, then that really means Chrollo is going to fight Kurapika. Probably the next big fight in the series would be Kurapika Chrollo. I don't see that happening because we just had a Chrollo fight. It wouldn't feel right. Togashi always puts fights in weird places. I see, obviously, Kurapika with the princes. There's going to be some, destruction there. But in the meantime, while that's being done, what would the spiders be doing? Going to the Dark Continent early? No, I think Hisoka living here, and maybe again Chrollo could have a revive ability, but Hisoka living right here and now at this fight would get him involved with Gon again in some capacity. And then Illumi, the whole relationship between Hisoka and Illumi. Fans rarely mention this, but those two work together, and that makes a very nice cohesion between Gon Kiowa, Hisoka, and Illumi. All four of them have a very core point in the plot line. There's two heroes and two antagonists. Two protagonists, two antagonists. And they work off each other very well. There's a plot point about family issues, and then a plot point about overcoming the odds, and the hero story, and the rivalry. Those two elements fit the story very well, no matter how far the narrative goes. The Dark Continent, new beasts, new creatures, all this stuff. It doesn't matter. So I think, again, from a narrative point, it makes more sense for Hisoka to win. But again, I'm not 100% sure about anything, and I don't think that anyone in the fandom can read Togashi 100% because the dude throws you a million curveballs. But maybe one thing I said will in fact happen. Maybe nothing will happen. But I'm just giving you my thoughts on, from a narrative perspective, what seems to make the most sense. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and look forward to my live reaction coming up for the next chapter, which I am hyped for because the fight looks like it's getting really intense. So I'll see you guys in live reaction, and stay tuned for more Hunter x Hunter.